Hello, and welcome back to another episode of My Argyle Life. We're delighted to welcome someone who, despite only being at Argyle for 2 seasons between 2012 and 2014, racked up 68 appearances while solidifying themselves as a fan's favourite as we fought for our Football League lives. When I think of Argentinians, three people come to mind: Diego Maradona, Leo Messi, and today's guest, Andres Gurrieri. How's things, mate? How are you?
Hello, thank you for the intro. That was very nice from you. Hello, Sam, and delighted to be talking with you. I had two beautiful season in Argyle and very good memories. I'm still in touch with some people that lives there. I have friends over there, so Plymouth is a special city and also a club for me. I really enjoy playing for Argyle. So I'm happy to be talking with you guys, and it's gonna be very good, very nice for me to remember some things that happen at Argyle and how it's going on everything over there now.
Yeah, really appreciate you giving up your time to speak to us. Obviously, you're coming live from Argentina.
Of course.
How's life treating you now? What you up to now at the
Yeah,
moment?
yeah, life is treating me quite well. I'm enjoying here in Argentina. After I finished my contract in Argyle, and even though if I had another offer to resign again for another season, I didn't take it, and I came to Argentina to try here to play here in Argentina, and I play for two years and a half. Since then I've been living here in Argentina. I left football when I was 28. Now I'm 36, and I'm enjoying here. I'm father of two little boys. One is 6 years old, the other is 10 months, and I got married, living with my wife Maria. And yeah, I'm close to all my family, and I'm working with a family company, and every week I'm playing amateur football. It's a kind of seniors football, with over 35 years players. I represent Quilmes, which is a team here is playing in championship, and yeah, I'm enjoying a lot, enjoying a lot life, and yeah, very nice.
Yeah, obviously, people might not know that. Obviously, your dad was a footballer. Is that the plan for your sons as well? Are you gonna put them on the path?
Well, of course, when my older son, he was in his 2 3 years, starting to play a little bit with the ball, but nothing special. Everyone was telling me, "Are you going to take him, to play football? How he plays and things like that." And to be fair, I didn't push him a lot, about like, yeah, come on, go on, play football. He liked football. He likes football, but not that much, to be fair. And I didn't push him a lot. Maybe the second, I'm gonna not push, but try to approach the ball a little bit more. So maybe he likes football a little bit more. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't think they will play. They will be a professional football player. It's difficult to say, but at least that they can play football and enjoy playing football with friends. That is very usual to do here and also in England, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, your dad was based in Switzerland when you were born, right? So that's why, obviously, you're born in Switzerland. You hold dual nationality. You're Italian and Argentinian. Um,
Yeah.
so football has helped you see the world. But obviously, then, obviously, you came to England. We'll just get straight into it. Obviously, um, how did how did the move to England initially come about? Because obviously, you trialed with a few clubs first, right?
Yeah. Well, when I was 18 years old, I went to try in Italy, and I was trying for some teams. I've got a contract in a non-league team. I play a year, then another year in Italy, and I moved a little bit. I went to Spain, and after that, I I knew English football was very good. especially at my level. Of course, I wasn't playing in Serie A or La Liga in the first division. So I was, like League 2, League 1, that level, which there is less money, of course, and less opportunities. And that was the level that I knew that maybe I could get a contract. So I knew English football, League 1, League 2 was quite professional, quite good to play. So I met an agent, an Argentinian agent who was living in England. And I say to him, I want to go to try in England and maybe to get a contract and try there. So he got me a trial, and the first trial was at Plymouth. It was before the season 2010-2011, when Peter Reid was there, when Argyle got relegated from League 1 to League 2. I don't know if you remember this. So I did a trial. We play against QPR in Home Park. And Peter Reid, he put me on the pitch, and I did quite well. So I did a very good impression. And after that, he offers me a contract. But because there were a lot of money problems and administration, then Peter Reid told me, after 2-3 weeks training with them, he told me, look, we can't afford to pay you, so I'm sorry, and you have to go. It was difficult because we were almost there to start the season. So I started trying to find some places. I went to Carlisle in the north, to the other, far away from Plymouth.
Yeah, quite far.
Very, very cold. So I've been trying there. They were in League 1. I did good trial, but I didn't have an offer for contract. And then I've been living living near Derby, where my agent was living. He was Argentinian. So I've been living there and training for maybe 2-3 weeks more or a month by myself, just trying to find, an opportunity to do a trial. The season was started, and I remember I got an opportunity to try for Burton Albion. And Burton Albion was doing quite well at the moment. After 8 or 9, games, they were like second or third in the league table. They didn't, because of that, of course, they didn't want to sign anybody, but they got me the chance to play. And I did quite well. And the manager, Paul Peschisolido, he told me, look, I really like how you play. There is not much money to offer you. I can offer you a little bit. If you are okay, you can sign until Christmas, December, and then we see. So I got a contract, very low contract, but it was okay for me. I put some money from my pocket, and I stay at Burton. I play a little bit. I did quite well, and then they got me another contract. They offered me another contract till the end of the season. So I finished playing for Burton. Then after Christmas, we had a very, very bad, how you say, when you start losing, and you can win, very bad, what?
A terrible run.
A terrible run. So Peschisolido has to leave. After when he left, then the second manager, his name was Gurrieri something, can't remember. And I didn't play much with him. So then the season finished, of course, and I didn't got an opportunity to stay for the next season in Burton. And because Fletcher and Romain Larrieu, the following season, they were, coaching Argyle. They knew I was without a contract, so they told me if I wanted to go to Argyle to have a trial and see how it goes. Then I went back to Argyle after the holidays. This was June 2011. So I got back. I had a trial, I did well, and they offered me a contract for a year. Yeah, that's how I arrived to Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, just to jump in really quickly before you, Sam, I'm going to do some Sam Down style remembering. Firstly, Paul Peschisolido is an absolute throwback of a name. That's an incredible name. I think Burton was his only job in management, wasn't it? So,
Really?
Yeah, to play under Paul in his only spell in management is absolutely class. And then the other one, Sam, was that QPR game Romain Larrieu's testimonial?
Yeah.
It was, yes. And forgive me for correcting you, Andrew. I think you're slightly a year out. I think your trial was actually in 2011, and I'm pretty sure you joined permanently in the summer of 2012 because you were here for 2 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
I played for Burton 2011, 2012, the season, and I went to Plymouth Argyle 2012 till 2014. Yeah, you are right, Sam.
Yes, indeed. That's my Argyle memory coming back.
Yeah.
Can I just congratulate Aaron for such a fantastic intro? The listeners would never know it was the third attempt at recording it, would they? But it was very good. Andrew, absolute pleasure to have you here. I remember the days of you being at Argyle, and it was very much a time of change for the club because we'd just come out of administration and we obviously began to climb back up. And when you eventually left, we had come into the top 10 of League Two. Just rewinding back a little bit, and by the way, I think you must have read our preparation sheet here because you've answered a lot of our questions already. But just to go back a little bit then to that Romain Larrieu testimonial game, you saw a full home park before you even signed for Argyle. Did that, display of support, was that something that influenced you to come back to Argyle a year later?
Well, I remember it was very nice, to play the testimonial, and it was massive for me because I didn't expect, to play in a big stadium, huge crowd, and of course the Argyle fans were very, screaming a lot and shouting and supporting a lot. I really like that, and of course, as you know, in Argentina, fans are massive and they love to do some chanting and sing. I really love that about Argyle. So when I was after I finished with Burton and I got the call from Fletcher and Romain, I didn't hesitate, to be fair. I said I want to go straight away because of course Plymouth as a city, even though it's a little bit far away from the rest of England, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful city. I really love that, not just about the club, but also the city. So everything was, perfect. So I say, I want to go straight away. So, of course, everything around Argyle, I think at that moment, Argyle was playing League Two, but it was a big club for League Two. Argyle is a team that has to be in Championship at least, maybe League One, but I think Argyle is a Championship club at least.
I would agree, and I can only hope we stay there this season. But then, when obviously in your year at Burton, I think it was Gary Rowett who took over.
Gary Rowett.
Yeah. Ironically, it's him who was managing Birmingham on the final day of last season when Argyle stayed up. So it's been a bit of a full circle there for him and for Argyle. So when you did then join on that permanent contract under Carl Fletcher and Romain Larrieu, there were quite a lot of new players coming in that summer. It was Carl Fletcher's first full season in management. How did you find those early weeks of the season being at home park on a permanent deal for the first time?
Yeah, in Burton, I had that pressure. I had to do it very well, to get another contract. Of course, as a player, even though if you have a contract, you have to do well. It's not just, I got the contract, I'm going to relax. You are always having that pressure to do well every week at training because you want to play, and in the first 11 on the weekend. And that pressure is always there. You have to be intelligent to manage that. But of course, it was very good for me to say, yeah, I'm gonna start here at Plymouth, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be here the whole season at Plymouth. It's gonna be good for me, to stay in the city, to find a place to live, and just worry myself about, playing well, train well, to know all the teammates. So it was quite good for me, to have that, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting something you said there about Plymouth. Yes, it's a little bit far away, but it's a beautiful part of the world. I've often wondered that Argyle should try and sign more players from overseas countries, because ultimately a lot of English players and Brit and Scottish, Welsh players will not want to go to Argyle because it's so far away from where they were brought up. And if they do go to Argyle, often they want to go back off, up north after a short period of time. So I've often wondered if recruiting overseas players is actually the way Argyle should go. So from your point of view, you really fell in love with Plymouth as a city rather than just Argyle as a club. Would that be fair to say?
Well, maybe I think you have to find a mixture, a little bit of everything. I think it's good to have players from other countries, as Argentinians, Brazilians. They are, I think, good players. They will always offer good character. They will try to play a good football. Of course, I think it's not just okay. We're gonna get players from far away, or we're gonna play just players just here around. It's a little bit of everything, and I think maybe because they don't know Plymouth, the city, and the fans, sometimes they say, no, I don't want to go there. When they give the chance to the city, to the club, okay, I'm going to try to go to Plymouth, then I think you fell in love with the city, the fans, and you really enjoy, At the end, you are far away maybe from, I don't know, Manchester, Liverpool, or the north, but then it's not that far. London is just 4 hours by car. It's not that far, to be fair.
No, indeed. And just to pick up on one thing you said about the Argentinian culture of, very loud vocal supporters. When you were a young child in Argentina, did you go to games very often? And if so, which team did you support in Argentina?
Yeah, of course. Well, as you know, my father, he was a professional football player, and he played here in Argentina in the first division. And he played for Estudiantes de La Plata, or La Plata Students. There is a well-known player, Juan Sebastian Verón. I don't know if you remember. He played
Manchester United and Chelsea. Yes.
Well, he's now the president of Estudiantes. When I was young, I was 15, 16 years old. He got back from, he was playing for Inter de Milan in Italy. With 30 years, and he got offered another contract, and he said, no, I want to go back to my club in Argentina because I want to win. And Estudiantes wasn't winning much. It was like maybe, how to say, it was like a team, make it seem, maybe Arsenal in England, didn't win. And when Verón went to Estudiantes, they won after 23 years, and it was massive. And 2 years after that, we won the Copa Libertadores, which is the Champions League of South America. So it was massive. And my brother and I, we used to go to support the team, and home, away. It was amazing. And at that age, you are crazy, and your team is the first thing you are thinking all the time, and you want to leave everything to go just to watch your team. So I really, really enjoy that. And at the moment, I try to go to watch Estudiantes. They are 40 minutes away from where I live, so it's not that far. So yeah, I love that part of football, not just what happened in the pitch, but what happened outside with the fans, chanting, supporting. Sometimes when I'm watching, I think like not just a professional football player, but just a fan. Come on, what are you doing? But because you see some player and you say, you are at that level. Why are you doing that? How you can miss some passes, or how you not scoring from there, But sometimes, I think a little bit more, and I try to think that as a professional football player that I was, and I say, yeah, well, maybe it's not that easy when you're playing over there, But
It's good to see, Andres, because a lot of you sometimes look at interviews from footballers, and a lot of them say that when they retire, that's it, they're done with football, they don't watch it anymore. But it sounds like you're completely the opposite. You still absolutely love the game, love watching it as a fan, which is absolutely great to see. And I'm very, from a point of view of an England fan, I'm very jealous that you got to watch your team win the World Cup in such a fantastic way, with Messi getting that incredible game. And I think that is, for me, from a neutral, one of the best games of football I think I've ever seen in my life. That World Cup final was incredible. It must have been amazing to be in Argentina while that was happening.
Well, it was amazing. I had the opportunity to travel to Qatar. I went with my uncle. He invited us, myself and my two brothers. He invites us to watch the World Cup. He paid everything, and so it was amazing. We watched the first 3 games, against Saudi Arabia, Poland, and Mexico. We had a bad start because Argentina lost against Saudi Arabia. It was so difficult, and because Saudi Arabia is so close to Qatar, the stadium, it was like 90,000 fans, maybe 70,000 fans were from Saudi Arabia. There were a lot, many fans from Argentina, but of course, the majority was from Saudi Arabia, and they were all chanting and shouting and making fun of us. Saudi Arabia making fun of us. It was difficult, and they were saying all the time, where is Messi? Where is Messi? It was difficult, to be fair. During those 3 days after that game, we were walking by in Qatar, doing some tourist walks, and all the Saudi Arabia watching us with the Argentinian shirt and say, where is Messi? Oh, what happened? And doing some banter, and it was not great. But then after Mexico, amazing game, Messi scored, and then Argentina started to play very, very good football. Well, Messi, was flying. Then, of course, I went back to Argentina, and I watched all the, quarterfinals, semifinal, and the final in Argentina. The final was incredible. It was difficult for us because all the nervous, but as a game, I didn't say anything like that. Everything that happened, Argentina winning 70 minutes of the game, Argentina playing easy, France didn't do anything at all, and then 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 goals, and boom, everything gone. And new game, what happened? Then Argentina scored, then again France scored. And I don't know if you remember that last save that Emiliano Martinez did with his foot. Oh my God, amazing. Everything was like a film, that.
And then it went at the other end, didn't it? And Martinez could have won it right at the end, and he just missed it as well, and then the shootout. It was crazy.
It was amazing. Yeah.
And on that note, Andrew, I think now would be a good time to, I don't know if you noticed, you are the first ever South American player to play for Plymouth Argyle, and so far, I believe, the only South American player to play for Plymouth Argyle. I don't think there have been any others. If there have been any, I'm sure people will reply in the comments when this goes up. But certainly the first, and I believe so far the only to play for Argyle. So just going back a bit to that first season, then you scored that first goal in English football against Aldershot to put us into the next round of the Football League trophy. That must have been quite a special moment for you.
Yeah. I remember I wasn't starting, the first game. I was on the bench and, coming in. Then I had the opportunity to start for that game because it was a cup. Of course, when I scored, I remember, screaming a lot because it was like a relief, like, oh, come on, that brings a lot of confidence. And I remember after that, I started to play much more. I scored another goal following game or 2 games after that. So that was very good for me, to give me much more confidence that you are trying to find, because you feel confident at training sessions, but then of course when you play, it's different. You want to feel also confident during the games, which is the most important. And sometimes you don't feel very confident, and maybe you pass the ball all the time, and you try to make some dribbles, and also you don't shoot much. You pass the ball maybe because you don't feel that confident. When I scored, was very good, because also at Burton Albion I didn't score any goals, so it was very, very, very nice for me. And after that, I started to play quite better, and improving a lot. And of course, the confidence is very important in a football player,
Yeah, so obviously you had quite a good run in the team after that point, but it didn't go too well for Argyle in that first half of the season under Carl Fletcher, and he eventually got sacked after the New Year's Day loss at Bristol Rovers. What do you think went wrong for Argyle in those few weeks that led to us being where we were?
Sometimes it's difficult, to find, what happened. I think maybe Carl Fletcher was a good manager, and he was, working quite hard during the training session. To be fair, I don't know what is, the key to say, well, maybe if we didn't do this and change and we do something different in these things, he could be, finishing the season. But sometimes you need a little bit of luck, Of course, it was a team, with not very great players. That's the truth, because there was no much money to bring, good, players. But it was a team with all right players, all of us. I'm talking, of course, about me. I wasn't, an amazing player at the moment, but all together we were okay. But with what he had, I think he did quite a lot. But some games with a little bit more of luck, we, could be. I remember Cheltenham games. They were, I think, 0-4. We went to play at Cheltenham. We played very well. We had great chances to win, and we lost 2-1. And things like that.
I was in the away end. I remember.
You remember that?
At the end. Alex McDonald right at the end had a big chance.
Big chance him. I had a good chance also, that the keeper did a very good save. I remember things like that. Little things sometimes made a difference, and you need luck sometimes. We are not talking about, even Argentina need luck. We were talking about the World Cup final. Sometimes you need that. So I think that was a thing. Then Sheridan, when he came, he brought some, new players. I remember Ruben Reed. I think he came with us. He was a good striker. Who else? Some centre backs,
Jason
maybe.
Banton and Joe Bryan.
Jason Banton had a very good run also. Sometimes little things made a big difference, And then when you say, yeah, but there's not much difference between one team and the other, or one manager and the other. And sometimes you need that, you need that luck.
Yeah, I agree with your view on that team. Like you said, I think, as you yourself would say, we probably didn't have the squad to be top of the league, but we certainly shouldn't have been bottom of the league either.
Yeah,
I think we certainly turned it around when Sheridan came in. And there was a question coming in from one of our Patreon supporters, which is saying, did you really believe we were going to stay up that season? What was the mood like in the camp in those final weeks when we were picking up? We were quite rejuvenated, weren't we, by the players who'd come in, Banton, Bryan. What was the mood like in those final weeks? And survival was right on the line there, Andres.
Yeah. After Sheridan came, I remember we had maybe the first 6 games, winning, losing, drawing, not very good. And I wasn't playing, I remember. Maybe some of you will remember. And it is a little bit funny, but this is how I remember. But Sheridan was trying all the players, okay, now you go on. The last player he tried say, Andres, okay, I was doing very well at training, but everyone was playing and I wasn't playing at all. Not even, sometimes I was, going into the pitch, playing 10 minutes, but the game was done. Jason Banton wasn't scoring many goals yet. He was playing Jason Banton. And I remember against Barnet, home park, we play. Edgar Davis was playing. Do you remember, Sam? I don't know if you remember. Yeah? Well,
I do.
And they were fighting with us, at the bottom of the league table. And Sheridan got me, I was doing very, very well at training. Very, very well. I was working very hard because I knew my chance will come. So he put me on the pitch that game. We won 2-1. And I got man of the match that game. And after that, I started playing, starting. Jason Banton was scoring goals. Ruben Reed was scoring some goals. And after that, the confidence started to come with us. That's, as I say before, confidence is massive. You are the same player with confidence or without confidence, change a lot. I was playing very well. We beat Exeter 1-0. I got man of the match that game also with 15,000 fans at home park. It was amazing. And as you say, the mood was, we're going to be okay. We're going to get safe. Even though we beat Cheltenham 3-0 home park, not the last game, the game before, Cheltenham was playing the playoff, and we beat them 3-0. Easy, boom, massive. We played very well, and then because some results happened, we still had the chance to go, relegated. But like 3 or 4 results of other games should happen, and we had to lose. It was very difficult that we, but still we went to play the last game at Rochdale. And we lost. I remember we had a red card, early red card.
Blanchard was sent off quite early.
Yeah, unlucky. So we play almost the whole game with the 10 players, and Rochdale was playing for a playoff. And we lost, but even though other results didn't happen, so we got safe. A massive support in Rochdale, far away. I remember 3,000 or 4,000 fans went to Rochdale, and with fancy dresses. And it was very good memories. Very good memories.
I was there that day as well, and I remember thinking all these fancy dresses will look quite silly if we get relegated, and thankfully that didn't happen. And
I remember Guy Branston came to play. He was playing centre back. Guy was he was a very good lad, to all the teammates. Come on, he was very funny, and he was playing with Paul Watson, centre backs. They did very well for us.
Yeah, not known for their speed. Those two.
No, they were some kicks, but with experience, they did quite well for us. To put all the players on the same place. You come here, you go there. Talking a lot, that helps a lot because it was a young team. Connor Hurricane, he was young. I was young. Jason Banton was young. That was a very good team.
We were talking about it the other day, actually. One memory from that season, like for us, is yourself and Maxime Blanchard just celebrating every win, like you just won the World Cup, basically. And it was like it's an absolutely incredible memory. And we were talking, we couldn't remember whether it was you or Blanchard who rugby tackled Pilgrim Pete at home park. Can you rule yourself out?
Maybe Max. I don't remember. I did. Maybe Max he did, but I did when I scored a goal. I hope maybe there's a photo. I'm gonna try to find it maybe, but I don't know if it was at the end of the season. I am a very good friend of Max Blanchard. I'm still in touch with him, and I invite him to come to Argentina. Maybe next year he will come. So yeah. And Maxi, he was a center back, but he was playing on the right and as a right back. You know, Sheridan put him as a right back, and I was playing as a right wing. So we were playing, together all the time, and so we were talking a lot all the times. When we, played well on the travels, we were together in the hotel room. Always together and talking. He's very good lad. I really, really love him.
Just one thing I want to ask before I hand back to Sam is more about John Sheridan himself. What was it like to play under him? He's a bit of a divided figure in the fan base, I think. Is that fair to say, Sam? That he you either love him or you hate him?
I think people are thankful to him for what he did, keeping us up. But I think that final season he maybe stayed a little bit too long, possibly. I think he wanted to get... Well, I think he's an example of what I said earlier, Andres, about if people from the north, they come to Plymouth, they want to go back up north, I think. But he certainly did a fantastic job for us that season, without a shadow of a doubt, in keeping us up. So I suppose what Aaron's asking is, what was he like as a manager to deal with? Did you enjoy working with him?
At the beginning, it was difficult for me to understand him because his accent was quite difficult for me. He's quite an old school, manager. Didn't talk much with players like, "Oh, Andres, come here. How are you? How you feel? Do you need this?" Something like that. Like, this is more like the managers now. They do like that. Like old school. They say like, "Come on, fucking hell, you do that, go, come on," and just that. But to be fair, I think sometimes, he was quite funny, making some good jokes at the training session. And sometimes, when he was too, how to say, very focused on the game, and, he didn't show much, jokes, but sometimes he was more relaxed, making some jokes. He came to play with us in the in the box, when you do that game before start training, and he joined us. He made some mechs to the center backs and making some fun of them. He was very good, for myself. He was very good with me. He didn't talk much with me, but he was clear, "Andres, I want you to do this and do that. Go, boom." And that's fair enough. That was enough for me. He was giving me the chance to play. So that was enough for me, because I knew he was, giving me the confidence to play. If he put me in the first 11, it's because he believes in me. I didn't need anything else. Some players, they need to, "Oh, come on, you are the best. I need you." They need the manager that tells that. But I think that was enough for me. So I like that. I think Sheridan was very, very important for us, to have the motivation, to say, we can do this, we can, got safe. And he did. The following season, I think was quite well for us. Maybe the last games, he was a bit tired, because we did well, and then the end of the season, we start losing a lot, and we couldn't reach the playoffs. So he was a bit tired that, but with me, he was a very good manager.
So yeah, just a little bit about that season then, that 13-14 season, your second season with Argyle. I think it started very badly and it ended very badly, but the bit in the middle was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? That run from about November till about March time, we were absolutely superb, weren't we?
Well, because I train during the preseason, I trained quite hard, and I got an injury, muscle injury, I remember. So I didn't start playing that season. So I was coming on. I think I was recovered for the third game or fourth game of that season. And I was coming on a little bit, didn't play much. Then when I got quite, fit, Sheridan got me the chance to play again, and we start, playing a little bit better. We start winning the FA Cup. I remember I scored a few goals, and all the team was playing quite well. And then in November, we start playing very, very good. I remember in Christmas, we beat Oxford away. Oxford was playing also very good, and we beat them. And after that, we start winning. We beat Chesterfield. He was top of the table at home. We got into playoff. And then I don't know what happened, to be fair, because we start drawing, losing, win. And then, we had a bad run. And I was very disappointed, because I remember when we beat Chesterfield, I say, I think we can do this. I think we can reach playoff, and maybe we can have the chance to go up. And then the team, I don't know what happened with her. Sometimes it's a long season. It's not easy, to be regular the whole season. I think it's a little bit of, you need a good manager, keeping all motivated, and that you need a little bit of new players coming, in Christmas time, to bring some new energy and new motivation. It's a little bit of everything. But it was a pity. It was a pity because we had a good team, But we couldn't win. We couldn't reach playoff, unluckily.
Yeah, but there were certainly some very good moments in that season. I remember the 2 cup games against Port Vale that we very narrowly lost out. I remember coming back from 2-0 down at half time to draw 2-2, and I think you'll remember you very nearly scored right at the end, didn't you? That that would have won the game. I think the whole away end nearly jumped up for that one, but so close, eh?
Yeah, I remember those games. I remember because I played both. We were losing 2-0 down in Port Vale. We scored 2 goals, and almost I scored the third, hitting the post. I remember it was amazing. And then we play at Plymouth. There was a lot of enthusiasm because of FA Cup, and we were doing quite well. And I scored the first goal. We were winning. Then they scored 2. And then we had a penalty that Peter Reid missed, because we could score, we could draw 2-2. And then I remember at the end, Lewis Alexander had a very, very clear chance. He also missed. Oh, it was so disappointed because FA Cup is special. I think we could play Brighton away. Brighton was playing in Championship. That wouldn't be amazing, but that's football. Sometimes you need luck sometimes, but very, very good games.
Yeah, and obviously then at the end of the season, you were offered a chance to have a third season with Argyle, and you declined. Can I ask what was the reason behind that decision?
Well, to be fair, Sheridan offers me another year, the same contract. So I went to talk with him, and I say, I want to stay, but I want a little bit of more money, because it wasn't much money, to be fair, and I was doing big effort, to be far away from Argentina. For what I was able to give to Argyle, I believe that I could get just a little bit more, but I wanted to see if he could give me that, like, Andres, I want you to stay, I give you that, because if he say that, I will sign and I will go to Argentina on holiday. And he say, no, I can't. And I also, what happened is, like, sometimes I was playing right back, sometimes I was playing right wing, sometimes left wing, and I say, look, you can use me wherever you want, and I will give 100%. It's good for you to have a player like me, and he said, yeah, that's true, but like he didn't show like that interest that I wanted to see. So I say, okay, I will see. Then I had the opportunity to sign for a club in Argentina. And then I say, okay, yeah, maybe it's opportunity to play in Argentina, because I never play in Argentina, just, in the youth. I wanted to try. For that, I say, okay, thank you, but I'm going to stay here. To be fair, sometimes I say why I didn't sign, because I really enjoy in Argentina. I really enjoy in Plymouth, my time. I also, after when I start playing in Argentina, in the third game of the season, I broke my knee. I had a ligament surgery. It was very, very bad, like 7 months away, from the pitch. It was difficult. And sometimes I say, maybe if I stay in England, maybe it didn't happen, but you never know, But yeah, that was because I didn't stay in Plymouth.
No, and I think we all can completely, absolutely understand that. I know that if I was if I was living, however many thousand miles away, I think I'd probably want a bit more money as well. So I get that get that completely. Just a couple more bits for me before I hand back over to Aaron to round off, and thank you again very much for your time. Are there any particular favourite goals or favourite moments with us apart from those that I've already mentioned?
Oh, well, I remember I scored a goal. I had it. It was against. Oh, I don't remember if it was Rochdale or Aldershot. I don't remember, but I scored a header in the first season. It was nice because I never score a header because I'm not too tall, and that was after my first goal with Fletcher. So it was good, I remember that. But I also remember a game that I was in the second season. I was on the bench, and I came on, and straight after I recovered the ball, in our box. I pass, and I start running. Then Marvin Morgan passed to Tyler. I think Tyler to me, and I score. It was very good, like just 5 minutes till the end. Was very, very nice.
Was that the Morecambe home game? I remember you coming off the bench and scoring.
Yeah, Morecambe.
Was that when we won 5-0?
5-0. You're right.
Yes,
and I scored.
Indeed.
That was very good. But I think the best memory was beating Exeter, at home, 1-0 in the first season, in my first season, and 50,000, 15,000 fans. They made, with all the green and white, how you say, the paper,
the banners, yeah.
It was amazing feeling, and we played well, and I got man of the match. I remember that. It was amazing. And many fans told me, thank you very much, because we beat Exeter, and it was great memory that.
Do you hold a bit of a grudge against English referees for that red card at Rochdale? Because I always felt that was a bit harsh for the. I felt you were trying to win the ball cleanly, and I don't think it was a red.
I hit, I jumped, and I don't know why. I turned myself a little bit, so I boom, and I hit with the back of my head on the nose, or someone else on his face. So he was, and everyone come to me, and the referee say, "Okay, rest." I said, "No, I hit with this," because my arms were, here, but I didn't do like this, nothing. Or with my hand. Oh, I was so sad. I remember. I say to the I don't know who in the club, can we apply to like I had appeal. I had 3 games without playing, and I say, can we apply? When you see on the video, the quality of the video, it wasn't great. It's not Premier League, so it's difficult to see, but you see that I didn't, hit with my elbow. They told me, look, these things is difficult that you go and you win, because the referees, they don't want to say, it's our mistake. So don't do nothing and wait.
It's one of those where I think if it had given a yellow, nobody would have really complained.
Yeah.
But a red would have been a red was a bit much, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And finally, I think you still keep a great affinity with the Argyle fans on Twitter, don't you? And it's really great to see that. Obviously, somebody who played for us for 2 years, well, 10 years ago now, I guess. Well, over 10 years ago now, in fact, that I guess Argyle are quite unique in that respect of all your clubs. That I guess we're the club that you perhaps keep in touch with most on Twitter. Will Argyle always hold a place in your heart?
Yeah. Sometimes I try to be in touch with some fans and put something. I remember last season when Argyle was fighting, I put, "Come on, I hope you can get safe." And also when Argyle won and they went to championship, I was like, "Congratulations, everyone! I'm very happy for you." I think Argyle fans are amazing. It was very special for me to play over there. I enjoy. They were very nice with me, always treating me very kind, and always giving me good words, motivating myself, clapping myself a lot. And even though didn't have great season, as we didn't fight never for, well, the second season, but the not great teams we were at those times, but it's still the fans, they were very very nice with myself and with the whole team. So that's why I remember Argyle a lot, and I have a special place in my heart because they were amazing. It's not easy, Argyle has tough times now it's good, now enjoying, and still in those difficult times the Argyle fans were like supporting the team, traveling far away, up north, Liverpool, Manchester, York, over there, because they really love the city and the club. So amazing. Yeah, I think it's special. The Argyle fans are special. I sometimes here in Argentina, I try to explain a little bit like how the fans over there in England they are. And I say the people, they try to support the team of their city, of the teams where they live, even though it's a small club, 5th division, not League 2, League 1 or Championship, they still support that team. Here in Argentina, so. I live in Quilmes, for example, it's a city. We have our team in Championship, but if you look at all the supporters in the city, maybe just 20% of the people support Quilmes. The rest, Boca, River Plate, Independiente, Estudiantes, it's like they try to support the big teams, in the Premiership. But in England, I really like that. Like every club, every city, they want to support, the team of their city. And of course, Plymouth, they support even more than other cities. You can see that straight away, in every game, and in away games even more, because when you see, oh, look, Argyle, they brought 4,000, fans. It's a Tuesday night in London, so that's amazing. Very, very nice.
Absolute final one for me. Aaron was going to ask this, but I think it's very fitting to fit it in with this. What do you think of Argyle's hopes now? And obviously Wayne Rooney, of course, our head coach. I don't quite know when this podcast will come out, but we are recording it the night before the Sunderland home game. So hopefully we win. By the time this goes out, our listeners will know if we won or not. But what do you think of Argyle's prospects this season under Rooney?
I'm honest. I don't know, many of the players. I don't know them. But of course, I heard Wayne Rooney had to coach for Derby. He did quite well, but they had many points off because money problems, something like that. I remember. As a player, he was amazing, and I believe he knows a lot about coaching. He's been coached by Alex Ferguson, so one of the best, maybe the best. You need time, to build up team. You need time. I hope all the players he wanted to bring to Argyle, he had the chance, to bring them, because as a manager, it's important. If you want to bring 3-4 players, it's important they give the chance to bring them. I hope he can find a good team and motivate them to play good football, aggressive, and they can win. So hopefully Argyle can stay another season in Championship.
I hope so. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Andrew. I'll hand back over to Aaron for a couple more final questions. It's been an absolute pleasure to go down memory lane and remember a couple of those seasons. Like you said, they weren't the best seasons in the club history, but there were some great moments, and they were and it's been great looking back at them. So yeah, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I'll hand back to Aaron.
I've got a few to wrap up really quickly, but on that, obviously you played under the Carl Fletcher and John Sheridan, and much like Rooney, both of them scored in FA Cup finals as well. So maybe it's something in the Argyle DNA. But yeah, like I said, just a few to wrap up. Obviously on Rooney, you say that you've mentioned Plymouth Argyle to a few people in Argentina. Has Rooney being in charge of Argyle helped anybody in Argentina know who we are, or are we still small fry over there?
I've seen a few pictures of Wayne. He's a bit with a little bit of overweight, maybe.
We've all got a bit of that. We've all got a bit of that.
Me and Aaron can't talk about that.
and he looks like the proper, football player who finished football. Now he drinks beer and eat well, proper football and left football, and say, that's enough. I want to eat, I want to drink, and fair enough. So when Rooney signed for Argyle, I sent a picture to my brothers, and they say, "Oh, look, that's amazing," and also they say, "Oh, it's a bit fat," but yeah, quite funny. But yeah, many people here in Argentina knows Wayne, so they don't know much Plymouth Argyle, but many friends of myself, sometimes when they watch a football game on TV here in Argentina, sometimes they put on TV and they say, "Andres, your team is playing on TV, look." Cool. And it was on TV here, and I watch a little bit, and I remember 2 or 3 years ago, Argyle was playing against Liverpool in FA Cup, and also Chelsea.
Yeah. Chelsea was about 2 years ago. Liverpool, believe it or not, was actually about 7 years ago now.
Yeah. Many people told me, "Look, Plymouth Argyle is playing," and yeah. So yeah, hopefully Argyle can do well with Wayne Rooney. Hopefully.
Yeah, nice. I suppose a few quick fire questions then to finish up. Obviously, you've already invited Maxime Blanchard over to Argentina. Is there anybody else in that squad that you still talk to?
Not really. Sometimes I have on Instagram Luke McCormick, and I give some likes to him. Also Connor, but not talking much, to be fair. Yeah. I keep in touch with just Max Blanchard. We keep in touch a lot. Of course, World Cup final, we were talking a lot, and he was very, very kind with myself, say, "I'm happy for you, for Messi. Of course, I wanted France to win, but I'm happy for Messi." And yeah, he's a very nice lad. Maybe next year also I will travel to Europe, and hopefully I could go to meet up with him in Paris, and I will try to go to Plymouth also. I want to go over there.
Please do, and let us know when you're over.
Of course, I will give you a shout. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, you mentioned Connor there. Who were the best players that you played with whilst at Argyle? Obviously, you played with Hurahan 63 times, and you played with Curtis Nelson 55 times. Both of them went on to bigger and better things. Was there anybody specifically, or your time in England as a whole? Is there anyone that you played against as well?
Well, Connor, you could see he was, a good player. He wasn't the most talented, maybe, with great skills, but he was quite regular. He worked hard. He had a very good pass. He was aggressive. So he had a little bit of everything that made him a good player. And I think he had the chance to go up and did very well, so that's why he kept going up, 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 up. When you got the chance and you do well, that makes you go another chance and you take it, another chance. So that's why he proved himself, and to prove to other, he was a good player. Curtis the same. Curtis, he was quite fit, player, quite quick defending. As a center back, you need, a big center back, but also quite fit and quite quick, to defend, to run. Nowadays, it's not the same as maybe 20 years ago, when the center back is just, giving some, tackles and, kicking the other players. But now you need to play well and also run fast, and you be fit, jump. So yeah, those were very good players. Also, Paul Watson, of course, even though he was quite old at those times, but you could see he was different, because of his character, the experience he had. Jason Banton, very good skills, of course. I really like Romain. Really like him. I think maybe he could be a better player, maybe working a little bit harder than he did. He did well, but he wasn't training much sometimes, but maybe he was confident with his technique, and that's okay. But I really like Romain. Max Blanchard, of course, he was a very good defender. Yeah, I had good players, and I really, really enjoy playing with them.
Yeah, and I suppose the last one, the big one, the question that we really need to know the answer to, Messi or Maradona?
Well, that's difficult, to be fair. But Maradona was special. Maradona was special because everything, not just the way he was playing, but how he was a leader. But to be fair, I will pick Messi because consistency. He was like many years, at the top. Nowadays is very difficult. Maybe it's impossible to do what he did. Even though Cristiano did quite a lot always, with him, but the way Messi was playing, the things he did, scoring and giving assists, it was amazing. For maybe 20 years to stay there, man, you have to be good, Maradona, he had like some peaks sometimes, amazing peaks, but then, down and that because of his character, didn't like to train much. So Messi, what he did in these times when all the other players, they work so hard, they prepare themselves. You are playing against other defenders. They like robots, strong, fast, fit, everything. They give you tackle. It's a bit of everything. And still Messi doing well, doing things that other players can't do. And of course, he finished with Argentina winning the World Cup, like with all the pressure he had, when all the people were saying, yeah, Messi is good, but didn't win the World Cup, all the times. Messi won the Champions League, but he didn't win the World Cup. And at the end, all the pressure on Messi, and he said, okay, I'm here, score many goals, put the team on his shoulder, and he showed all the world, like, this is me, I'm here. And I really like the way he is, he's so humble. He's always helping others. He's never trying to make some, polemic, declaration or saying something, to fight with someone else. Many people saying things to him, and he was like, I'm not gonna say anything. So I really like that about Messi, and that's why I pick him, So yeah, Messi is the final answer.
Well, if you ask me, Maradona or Messi, I will pick Gurrieri every single time. I think that's everything, unless there's anything on your time at Argyle that we haven't covered. But as Sam said, it was a short and sweet 2 years. Not the best time in Argyle's history, but players like yourself made it thoroughly enjoyable. And like we said, you have a soft spot in the heart of Argyle fans. It's safe to say, but I think that's everything. And just a massive thank you for jumping on.
Thank you very much, Andres.
No, I thank you guys for giving me the chance to talk with you. You remember a lot, Sam, especially great memory, and thank you for that. It's nice for me, obviously, to remember good things about my time in Argyle. I hope the people, the fans of Argyle, they can enjoy this podcast, and it's good, I think for the club, to have people like you that I try to bring, a little bit of everything, news from the present, but also things from the past, and that's the good things about football. And at the end, the players we passed, we go away, the maybe managers or even the director, but the fans, those are the ones who stay till the end. And so I hope the fans, they can enjoy, and I had amazing time in Argyle and great memories. So thank you for giving me this time to talk, and I'm always open to talk again, and whenever you want, you can give me a shout. Of course, if I go next year to England, I will try to go to Plymouth, and I will visit you guys.
If you catch a game, Andrews, we'll get you on our post-match podcast next year. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
That's I'll be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that.